Have number 3, Elijah Lugo. Eli was a really instrumental, important piece to our offense. Really not only this year, but the past 2 years, and even going back to his sophomore season when he had transferred to us from Hawthorne. Right away he kind of made his impact in terms of he's a little bit unique for us in terms of his versatility. He's a little bit of a scat running back, slot. He can play wide receiver. He's a punt returner, kick returner, in addition to his ability to play great defense at cornerback. So he's got a great blend of some athleticism that maybe we didn't necessarily have in other places in our program. He allows us to do some different things that I think if we didn't have him, we wouldn't be able to do. He's just got that, a little bit of speed. He's really a hybrid kid. I guess that's what I'm getting at. He's a hybrid running back receiver. We don't have many of those type of guys in our program. But with that said, there were still some frustrating moments because he's a kid that is really talented. And sometimes, I think he was one of those guys that it was sometimes difficult. Not so much difficult to get him the ball, but I think maybe there wasn't as much success at times in the season that we were both expecting, and I think there were some frustrations there. However, I think the lesson, and I mentioned it earlier, about when you come together as a team, it's really about not caring about who gets the credit. It's about the sum of the parts working together, and I think that's something that, yes, as a team we learned that, but I think in particularly with Eli, I think he really started to understand that right in time at the playoffs. And it made a huge difference because he made 2 of the biggest catches of the season. And if you're not, and he hadn't touched the ball that much in those games, and if you're not thinking, if you're worried about the amount of touches and things like that, you don't make those great plays because you're not ready. But I think, towards the end of the year, we had all our guys really on the same page about just, whatever it is, just play as hard as you can. And when the opportunity arises, I'm going to make that play. I'll be ready. And I think Eli is a perfect example of that. He got a huge catch, again, to get us down on that drive against Old Japan to win the sectional title. And that right there could have been a great capstone to a career. But beyond that, it was even better at MetLife, where the touchdown catch that he made was, you can make the argument it's going to go down as one of the best moments in Green Valley football history. So I'm really proud of him for kind of, really growing as an individual. And, he finished with 238 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, had 147 yards receiving, he was 3rd on the team, 2 touchdowns, even threw a touchdown pass. But he finished 2nd on our team in all-purpose yards. And again, that's the combination of receiver, running, returns. He finished with nearly 600 all-purpose yards. He also had 2 interceptions on defense, and he was selected first-team all-conference DB, and he was an honorable mention all-county DB. Eli Lugo.